Alright. Spider-Man Spider-Man Miles Morales, part 11. This is the last part, guaranteed. Uh, New Game Plus, last time. Finn died. 10 people found out our identity. Krieger got arrested. Prowler got arrested because he gave up on... He told on Krieger, basically. And, yeah. Peter's back, I think. And Harry... They showed a little teaser of Harry and Venom. And, yeah, besides that, we're also dealing with this stupid scavenger hunt his mom out of nowhere placed on him. And then that should be the last mission of the game. We'll have 100, we're 97%. We'll have completed everything, and then I'll give my review, and that's the end. Like, comment, subscribe, notifications, all that stuff. Let's go.
I hate to bother you.
No.
Okay. Natural History Museum. Who on the postcard said, facing the park, with the world on our shoulders, we guard the next clue.
Park, world.
There's a statue of 4 guys holding a globe at the Central Park entrance.
Where's the
What
entrance?
that clue means.
I'm trying to hold back everything I want to say about that garbage ending. Where's the entrance? Is this... Wait, what? Oh. I don't understand.
Another Christmas gone.
Oh, okay.
Another year without a boyfriend.
That's not the worst thing about Christmas, but alright.
Another postcard under here. This one's of the Empire State Building. High atop the Empire State, you'll find a pair of blind eyes.
His mom did all this? How? Sometimes these little things are ridiculous.
Hey, big man. Happy birthday.
Spidey number 2.
See, there we go. Spider-Man 2. I don't know. Kinda don't care that much about his dad's voice, since we only saw the guy like 2 seconds. I guess the same is for Uncle Ben. He at least... I kinda don't care about Uncle Ben that much. I mean, besides that one-liner he had. Great power, great responsibility. Imagine... I think there is a story that shows...
High atop the Empire State, you'll find a pair of blind eyes.
It's gotta be one of these. There we go.
Modern Art Museum in Greenwich. I remember that place. Find the fossil hiding among the modern. Don't forget to look up.
I think I remember this one because it was pure garbage. It was like underneath something on like top of the roof. Just completely unfair.
I asked for one thing for Christmas and I didn't get it.
Oh,
Listen to what he said.
okay. Grown man. Don't forget to look up. I remember it being so stupid. I like actually had to look. There we go. How did she do all of this? What?
Where money is king, you'll find great tunes hanging among the lights.
His mom is the worst human on this earth. All this for some... I get it, sentimental-wise, but gameplay-wise, the game just ended. Oh, crap. You think that would mean there's half the crime, but if anything, it seems like there's going to be double. With Venom, oh god. Venom got to be one of Peter's top 3 toughest enemies. Especially with the whole...
CODBs, let's hunt. Hanging among the...
Boom.
Lobster Bill's, Dad's favorite restaurant. Nestled beneath Stuyvesant lives a monster of a good meal.
I've had lobster. It's not that. It's not worth it. Lobster's not as good as I thought. Went to Red Lobster, had it. It wasn't all that. But Nah, I don't know how his mom did all this. She out here putting these everywhere as a birthday scavenger hunt. What was she gonna do if she didn't know he was Spider-Man? Was she still gonna have him do this? I can only...
Hey, Miles.
There's our guy.
Catching up on, yikes, kind of a backlog after being away for a few weeks.
No rest for the Spider-Man?
Nope. Speaking of which, I'm not gonna be swinging behind you, constantly looking over your shoulder now that I'm back.
Naturally.
Trust you. And I have some stuff I should take care of.
Like what? Can I help?
I need to find a job. Freelancing with the Bugle was great, but I'd like something steady.
Have you thought about teaching? You're pretty good at it.
Honestly, no. No. Maybe. I'll think about it. Call you soon.
Only call I care about from Peter. What am I looking for?
Lobster bills. Holy ground for Dad. Nestled beneath Stuyvesant lives a monster of a good meal.
Don't know what a Stuyvesant is, but I can guess.
You know this place. The art space on the Upper East Side.
Peter would be a good teacher, or anything. Science teacher, chemistry teacher. The corny jokes.
Lobster beams.
How many more of these are? Let me guess. Well, that was a bad guess.
Now that old
Permiso. Spider-Man coming through.
See, now I feel faster. They really did make me slow in that last mission, which I hate.
There's the art space. Okay. No letter enters this artsy castle without stopping at the gate. Should check the gates around the... Oh, C.J. Walker Park. I know this place, up in Harlem. Beneath the hoop where you learn to fly, your journey comes to an end.
Oh, thank God.
Man, not ready for this to be over.
I am.
Middle school graduation.
It's too little, too late.
You and Finn joked it felt like a royal coronation when you saw the art space.
It really did. They had, like, caps and gowns for middle
Mom and I
school?
were so proud. Our son
They just gave me a
almost
piece of
got him
paper and told me to go
graduated
home.
top of their class. I know it made you sad. Go through. Go to different high schools. But Miles, I'll tell you, the friendships you make when you're young, the real ones, those are the best. You and Finn will find
Cut.
each other. Maybe a few years down the line, maybe a few decades. One clue left. But you can't wait to get to the end.
Finn and I did find each other again. Just not the way Dad thought.
And he kind of killed her, but alright. Something we don't talk.
Prisoners from the raft have hostages inside a store.
So, beneath a hoop. No one took this? Alright.
Man, so many memories.
And so we come to the end.
They're all in the same
CJ
fit.
Walker Park. Remember when we played ball here in the summers? Your uncle showed you how to take it to the rack. Well, I demonstrated how to throw it down with authority. Don't think I'll ever forget watching you and Finn trying to alley-oop to
There's
his mom.
no way his mom is
This
wearing
place
boots to
reminds me
play basketball
of
and a
the craziest
blazer.
life, kids. Only one thing really matters. The people you love. You, your mom, Finn, Genki, even your uncle.
They do not gotta stretch
Keep
like
the folks
this.
you care about close to your heart, and you'll never go wrong.
I don't know why that basketball just looks
Happy birthday,
crazy
big
big
man.
to me.
You are my reason for being brave.
Okay, that was not good. The way it went in was very odd. We're in that same damn fit. They couldn't give her some shorts at least? They are playing basketball.
Man, I was not ready for that.
Hey, Miles, what's up?
Hey, Mom. Just finished a scavenger hunt. Thank you so much for...
Okay, now everything should be 100% done. Just gotta wait for her to get off this goddamn call.
Together. For a little while, it was like he was back.
He never left you. I love you.
I love you, Ma.
don't understand how he sticks to walls through sneakers. Is that it? Okay. That's the end of Miles Morales. Jesus, that was an...
Miles, I did it! I figured it out!
How to safely split an atom from the comfort of your own home?
That's next on my
That video game
no,
of his?
Speed Nonagon.
There we go.
Collision model is updated, projectile physics is fixed, frame rate stabilized. It's awesome now.
Which means I can play it?
It still needs textures, sound effects, music.
Speaking of textures,
How about the
Jesus.
music? I could probably do sound effects too.
First we improve and design our own spider suit. Now we build a mobile game empire? We're unstoppable.
Never doubted it.
For no money.
I'm not doing spider things. When I get home, I'll set up a task board, start tracking out sound effects you'll need. Ooh, and sketching out a score.
Yeah, woo! Can you feel that? That's me fist bumping you from afar. Later, dude.
Okay. That is the end of it. Jesus Christ. Ugh. So, like always with any game, that's the end of Miles Morales. And like with any game, I'm gonna give a quick review, somewhat quick, say my thoughts on it, and like with Dead Island and I think Star Wars and everything, and even the other Spider-Man game and DLCs, the way I split up games to review them is I just put it into three basic categories: gameplay, graphics, and story. As long as you have two, you can have a pretty good game. One missing doesn't destroy or ruin a game, but it can be the most annoying part about it. For this game, I'm gonna say I've said my problems with it throughout it. I even said in the beginning that my biggest problem is just the story, in all honesty, and certain gameplay things. So I'll start at the good and slowly get to the worst. The game's good at the end of the day. It is fun. More Spider-Man. Came in 2020, which helped us have something to eat while we waited for 3 more years later. It was kind of nice to see Miles' side of things, be him for a bit. It helped us get ready for him. It also even got a little bit of that Harry stuff. Let us see some more of Pete and everything. Didn't make us have to see any MJ. But graphics wise, it's great. Looks great. New York is great. Has all these little modes. The performance RT mode was good. Little stuff I noticed, but nothing game breaking. Especially the cutscenes were something else. I saw him sweating and everything. I could see all that. Something else graphic wise though I will say is certain character models. The Tinkerer, the Underground, the purple and black, all that stuff did look really good. I will say the small complaint I will have is that it some of them were kind of reskins, in all honesty, with moves and stuff. Even Miles he is kind of... Nah, actually, I will say, would you consider him a reskin? Nah, I'd say he has his own little thing going. But certain things are reskins, certain stuff he did, certain ways, naturally it would be like that. I mean, Peter would pass things down to him, and game-wise, they'd naturally reuse stuff. New York is about the same, just covered in a layer of snow, in all honesty. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest, the graphics in this are even better than the PS4 version, but that's because it was the PS4 version. So if I played the remaster, it might have been different, but the graphics for this, I might have to give it like, how would I say, a 9? I'm gonna say an 8.9, nearly a 9. There's just certain things that kept it from being a 9 or above. It's a high 8, low 9. In all honesty, when it comes to graphics, all those little things. Like, kind of like how the Roxxon soldiers are kind of Sable reskins, the red stuff, certain things like that. But then let's get to gameplay. Gameplay is very fun. It's basically just more Spider-Man stuff. Side missions, the Friendly Neighborhood app, that type of stuff, I do like. The spider training I liked. Friendly Neighborhood, like the time capsule, the caches, not really. The sound, that sound mixing thing was garbage. And the postcards, it's kind of sappy, I get it. It's for Miles, it's supposed to be a sweet thing, it's whatever. It's not really my thing. I didn't care too much the second time around. And but the labs and the underground thing I liked a lot. I like the fact that you do them, and if you do them quietly, you're done. you don't get caught and have to do 6 rounds. I like that a lot. It improved on it for me. That was better than the OG Spider-Man. Other things with gameplay, I'd say swinging is I said my piece on the swinging. It's about the same, except Miles does some flashier stuff, and he shows that he doesn't have as much control as Peter does when it comes to swinging around. Naturally, Peter has like a decade of experience on him comparatively, so of course he wouldn't be able to swing like him. Uh, oh Christ, what's this? Okay, never mind. Besides that, with gameplay, that's oh, and then the only other thing that is crazier is the Venom abilities. Like them a lot. They were implemented pretty good. I had said it before and 1 or 2 parts ago about how it felt like Miles hit weaker, and it's either story wise because he's not well trained in holding back the right amount, and Peter felt like he hit way harder, or it's just because of the Venom abilities gameplay wise. So I don't 100% know, but there there was a difference between the two fighting, and it did feel different. It did feel like he did his own thing, especially the Venom abilities. They were pretty cool. A bit basic, but still nice. We had a couple abilities, couple things here and there that I could do to take people down, which I did like. I liked the way Venom looked. I liked what it did. I liked the stuff it did. I liked how it implemented into the combat, even into the just running around. How it did that. That's fire. But besides that, gameplay wise, I'm trying to think. Certain fights and stuff, they were alright. I'm trying to think. Certain fights and stuff, they were alright. Miles would do cool things. Oh, and another thing on the graphics wise and gameplay wise, kinda, is the suits. Now they have no abilities, so they're purely cosmetic. And then we have our mods. I guess we have no abilities because we have Venom. But I do like Miles's. I've always said I like Miles's suits. I like the way they look. It's probably just because my favorite colors are like black and red and darker colors. But Miles's suits are great. That's another thing for graphics. The reflections in it are good and all that. Just wanted to say that real quick. But suits are good. And with gameplay, even with gameplay, I'd say there's certain things like with the camo helping us get around and sneak up on guys, pulling people down. It's just all of it. The gameplay's very good, but it's kind of the same exact gameplay as Spider-Man, so I might say it's just an 8.5. I think it kind of ties with Spider-Man, if I'm remembering how I rank the gameplay, purely because it's kind of the same gameplay. It's nothing too crazy. It's not it's not like it's bad. It's just the problem is the Venom does not carry the gameplay as far as I think they think I want like them to. Because in all honesty, they just added Venom, added some more tricks to the web slinging, and that's really it. If we're being for real, so I'd say it's 8.5 for that. And now for my least favorite part is this story. The story and everything around it is the absolute. It's just annoying. It's pandering, and it's just so Peter leaving. Even in the beginning, Peter getting beat up by Rhino, kind of plot, but I get it. They have to show Miles get his thing some way and all that. And then Krieger saying, you beat Rhino single-handedly. I'm like, what? Peter did all the stuff Peter do mean nothing? Okay, I get it. Peter leaves. That's cool. That's all that. Miles moved into Harlem after losing his dad, I think, something like that. Moved back to Harlem. His mom's doing her thing. Genki. There's certain characters that I like. Like, I like Genki a lot. He does his thing. He helps from afar, and he doesn't do stupid MJ stuff, and he doesn't even expect credit. Well, all MJ does is sit there. Genki allows Miles to give him things instead of tries to take it from him. Well, MJ keeps trying to take from Peter and never lets him give it to her. There's no humbleness to her. But I'm not going to get into it with her. She has nothing to do with him. Genki's good. Miles' mom is good. Miles, I do like him. Even though it might seem like I don't, it's just story things and things he did I didn't love. But him as a character, he's pretty good. He's caring, he's nice. He's a bit cooler than Peter because he is I don't even know if it's just because he's black, but Peter's kind of corny sometimes. But he is pretty much cooler than Peter and all that stuff. Sometimes some of the ways him and his friend talk or act are a bit off, but it's ultimately fine. But story wise, Jesus Christ, everything. I get it. It's a smaller DLC, so things move quicker. But Jesus, we find out Finn, his uncle, and uh, Miles, their identities get revealed like in 10 minutes of finding each other out. Like he finds out she's Tinkerer the first time we meet. Then we find out our uncle is Prowler like immediately, and then he finds out we're Spider-Man immediately. Story wise, I hated that. I was like, Jesus Christ. It's like the mystery of him. He just reveals it like it's nothing consistently. He reveals it to Genki, which I don't know if he told Peter or not. They never were clear on it. I get it is his secret, but it still does also affect Peter. It affects Peter also. So you can't, I don't know if it's just smart to just do it. But then when it came to the bridge thing, how that's probably the worst part of the story with the whole it's the whole black thing that they try to like shoehorn in and show stuff off, the whole bridge thing, where I said it's slightly his fault for the explosion, but she did hit him into it. And so it's just like he blew up the bridge, and Roxxon is kind of trying to shoot him and everything. He has his hands up, and he's acting like so weird and surprised. I'm like, stop trying to pull that. Stop trying to pull that whole hands up, don't shoot type garbage. Bro, that is not the reason they were shooting at you exactly, because you're black. They don't even know what race you are. You don't have to do all this. The reason they were trying to shoot you is because, for one, it's orders. For two, you kind of did blow up their stuff. And for three, they are evil. At the end of the day, they're an evil corporation of mercenaries, basically. So don't do all that. It was the black stuff that they kind of shoehorned in that I hated the most. It was that. It was all the times they were like, it's about time Harlem had a Spider-Man of its own, and he's our Spider-Man. All that garbage. The ending scene where 10 people from around the city see Miles' identity, and they don't tell, and we're supposed to be like, yeah, they'll never tell. Because they live in Harlem. Which, Harlem is not that good of a place, if we're being for real. It's not that good. I'm sure there are good people there, naturally. There's good people everywhere. Jesus, I'm just pulling on something. But there's good people everywhere. But sitting there acting as if like just because you're from Harlem, just because Miles happens to be in Harlem a bit more, they're acting like this is our Spider-Man. It's like, bro, no, he is not. Spider-Man is a New York superhero. Do not try to like make it, and it's that makes it the worst. They try to make it seem like Miles is not a Spider-Man for black people. That's not how that works. That's like saying Peter is a Spider-Man for white people. It's like that's not how it works. He's just a hero for people. It's as simple as that. He is New York's Spider-Man. When they try to like divvy it up and make it seem as if he's for them or they need one or this is about diversity, you're just trying to make it less inclusive. He's New York Spider-Man. And I even said it within the story about how like a lot of stuff seems to be focused on Harlem a lot, almost too much. But besides that, that was the worst part of it. And then the second worst part of it was Finn. Terrible character. I had no chance to like her. I get it. Her brother did die and stuff, but in that I felt sympathy for her with. Like her brother died. That's tough. Even though, but then I couldn't feel much sympathy because these idiots never told Spider-Man, aka Peter, about this. You know he would have helped. You know he would have stopped this. They never talked to Peter about it. And so he thinks a sick man and a teenage girl are going to take down $1 billion corporation solo. So stupid. Stupidest thing I saw in my life. She goes on this revenge rampage and then gets all mad at Miles for lying and stuff, even though she never was going to tell him that she was Tinkerer. She also kind of got his mom hurt. She was never going to say a word about being Tinkerer until he revealed that he found out some stuff. That was the only reason she even invited him. He even asked to be invited, but gets all pissy with him when she's like, did you ever think about calling me to say you're Spider-Man? Did you ever think about calling me to tell me you're Tinkerer? Like, no, there's a back and forth. Neither of you said it because of you had your reasons, at least the reasons you believed. But Jesus, Finn is not the best character. She just keeps doing dumb stuff. She's supposed to be smarter than Miles, which is whatever, but it's the fact that she's not listening at all to anything when he's trying to say important stuff. He found and even in the end scene with his uncle giving up himself to help arrest Roxxon, I was like, but Miles had a whole file of stuff about what Roxxon did. You tell me that wasn't enough at all? But whatever, it's all of that. It's all that ruins the story, and ultimately, I don't have any care for her, and she's not that good of a main villain. It's the same kind of thing I had a problem with in the first Spider-Man, where it was like, there was no true main villain. This, she kind of is, and Roxxon kind of is, but it's just not enough. They're not really, they don't have the presence that guys like Jack or Voss did. They're around. We're supposed to feel sympathy for Finn, not like Roxxon, but Roxxon didn't do a ton in the game, if we're being honest, and Finn, I couldn't feel much sympathy for because she kept doing dumb stuff. There was a way to take down Roxxon, and she let, of all people to let get in your head, that idiot Rhino is the guy you let in? Jesus Christ. And she's supposed to be the smart one. But, yeah, every fight with her was plot. I've never, like, it was just ridiculous. I get Miles didn't want to hurt her. I get he's in training, but Jesus, did he let her beat him down all the time? Like, my God, man. Even when Peter fought Doc Ock and didn't want to do it, he still won and beat him. The only time we lost was that first time when he kind of jumped us. And besides that, we beat him. It's just like, Jesus, man. I hated it. I hated how he acted around her. Hated how she acted around him. Hated certain connections. I hated the way his identity is just treated like a piece of cake and everyone just sees it or something. It's just that the story is nowhere near as, and then Finn's death is so unimpactful because she could have thrown Miles in the air, caught him, or instead of letting Harlem see Miles, let Prowler come out of nowhere, catch Miles and save him. That would have been a little bit of, hey, sorry about trying to capture you. I'm always here to protect you. The one time he actually could have protected, he also never protected him. Like, not once did he really help protect him. Besides that little fight thing, but then he let like 17 civilians go to the crash site. Why would they all go to the crash site? Please tell me. They went to a building explosion looking for what? Who? I get if Miles' mom went and Genki, but the rest of them made no sense. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. It has the same problem that Us had for me when they tried to shoehorn a message and gave no fucks about um, logic. Us could have been a good scary movie had they just calmed down on the message and focused on practicality, anything. Just like thought, why would the government leave all them here? Have those things take over that spot instead. There's a way to do all this, but this isn't about Us. This is about this game, and it's just the story is the pure weakest link to this game. It's the same thing with kind of with the first Spider-Man. The story was still good. It was the weakest thing. It's just MJ and stuff like that kind of kept it down for me, story-wise, and certain people and things. And even with the DLCs, things like that. Because I think I made the OG Spider-Man was like a B plus. It was like a high B, low A. I think the DLCs I said were like a low B, or like a, a low B, a high C type thing. And this game, this story is just not. It's just not it for me at all. So I'd say I don't even know. Story's for sure not an 8. Hold on. It's not like a 4. It's not like it's incoherent and it makes zero sense. I'd say the story's about a 5 or a 6, not a 7. I'd say it's a 6 at best. 23.4, which would make Miles like a 78, 80. Like a, I could see that. It's like a low B, high C. type of DLC also. It's really the graphics and gameplay that saved this game. Which, like I've said, if two of those are good, it'll always help it. Like, the other Spider-Man, all around good. Story, gameplay, graphics, all around good. My only problems with certain little things and having no main villain and graphics and everything were still good. PS4 version, all that. Uh, and the gameplay was great. Somewhat simple at times. We were kind of button mashing, but it was the first game and it was pretty good. This too, everything is, all in all, it's pretty good. If you want to have fun going around as Miles doing it, it's a solid game, great game. But if you want to actually care about the story or certain characters, this is not the game. So, but hey, that's the end of it. That's all I can say about it. That's the end of Miles Morales. That's my review on it. That's how I see it. If anyone wants to debate, put in the comments. Tell me if you can tell me a point of view that I can see it differently from, which I don't know if you can, because I've seen the way people try to defend MJ and they completely ignore everything she does and says, well, like, no. Peter's a hero. You were a normal girl. Go home and sit down. Take your pictures. Peter can take the pictures for you, give you some story stuff, but do not try to sneak into places like an idiot. No human would even be okay with their husband or wife sneaking into places where they're gonna die. Like, you're not a spy. You're not even you're breaking the law too. If we're even being for real. But no. And even with Finn, if my friend was this big of an idiot, I'd be like, you tried to kill me. I'm trying to capture you. You were never gonna tell me your secret. I might have told you my secret eventually. I told Genki, my friend. We could have figured this out. You wanted to be a brat and not listen. Because some idiot named Rhino actually got in your head. Like, come on. But yeah, from the black thing to the Harlem thing to our Spider-Man thing to all this garbage about as if Peter isn't always here, it's just the weakest link of this to me. But yeah, besides that, that's been Miles Morales. I did ultimately have fun, even though I might have not said it. There was a lot of fun moments and stuff. And yeah, that's the end of it. I also got all the skill points, all the suits, because there were less, all the gadgets, because there was a ton, and did everything. Oh, and you can replay story missions from here. Okay, that's weird. But also a little side note about I think I already said it, but Jonah and that girl Danica, their little thing about how I just don't like. I like Jonah's podcast because he's funny, he's angry, he's loud. Danica's just a bit too optimistic for me. It's a bit too, life is great, flowers and love, and I'm like, come on, I don't need all that. But that's the end of it all, I'll say. And that's been Miles Morales. The next game I'm gonna do is hold on. But the next game is gonna be, I think I'm gonna do God of War. Yeah, yeah.
You drove
God
for
of
a chase? The cop?
No, God of War Ragnarok New Game Plus came out around when what's it called came out. It came out around April, I believe, when Dead Island 2 came out. So I think I'm gonna do that next. I'm gonna do my New Game Plus thing on that. I also even have the God of War controller. But yeah, next up is gonna be God of War New Game Plus. 100% sure. I even have the controller, so I'm gonna use that for it. And yeah, I'll have to look up some things, remember how to play even, but we're gonna go through that. It's gonna be fun. Besides that, and after God of War, I have no idea what I'm gonna do next, but God of War Ragnarok New Game Plus is up next. Besides that, if you made it to the end of the series, the end of the video, I do thank you for watching. If you want to debate, comment, like it if you liked it, or even if you disliked it. Subscribe just for the fun of it, and turn on notifications just cause. And thank you for watching, and I will see you next time when we're axing it up with the boy.